I'm in County Roscommon and I have two fantastic walks lined up here. One that deals with more recent history and the other with older history. But the first walk today is a very important walk. It's a little bit more sombre, but I'm going to meet with a man who's really going to make the history come alive. County Roscommon is a part of Ireland that is steeped in history dating back thousands of years. Much of it is still in the landscape to be seen today, from ring forts to ancient caves dating back 6,000 years to history from more modern times. Today I'm joined by broadcaster and author Myles Dungan. Myles is well known to Irish audiences for his work on arts and sport with RTE, and he has long held fascination with Irish history. On walks like these, he's the perfect companion to bring it all to life. Myles, how are you?
I'm grand. How are you there?
Great, great.
Nice place you have here.
I know, it's not so bad, sure it's not.
Yeah, cost a fortune in paint, mind you.
Oh, look, it keeps you going anyway, and there's so much history around it, it's brilliant.
There certainly is a heck of a lot of history associated with the National Famine Museum, and all of the kind of strands of the famine, they all come together here.
Great, well, let's get walking so and get learning. Today I'm doing two walks. The first starts at Strokestown Park House, where we encounter some recent Irish history. After that, we travel to Rathcroghan and step back in time to experience 6,000-year-old history. The total walk journey today is 8.4 kilometres. Strokestown Park hosts the Irish National Famine Museum. The estate was the scene of one of the most tragic moments in Irish history and one that symbolised events that were happening all over Ireland at the time. So tell me what you know about this area here.
Well, the reason why the National Famine Museum is in Strokestown is because a lot of the strands of the famine all come together in this area. This was a really congested estate. There were 12,000 people living on 11,000 acres. And if you stretch that out around the country as a whole, it would have meant that the population would have been something like 20 million. So it was crazily congested.
Okay.
And they were miserable, absolutely miserable. The landlord, Dennis Mahon, needed to do something about it. He was also heavily in debt to the tune of what would now be about £4 million. And he wanted to clear the estate. He personally would have preferred to evict a lot of tenants, but his agent said no. Assisted emigration is the way to go. You basically pay for them to go to Canada on board ships. So that's where the walk begins. 1,490 of them. And they walk from here to Dublin. They get on board over a period of time 4 ships and they go to Canada. This is where the coffin ship element comes into it, because basically about half of them die. They either die on board ship, they die while they are at anchor in Gros Isle in Quebec, waiting to get onto land, or they die in quarantine when they do get to land. So they would have walked along here, 1,490 of them, and they would have walked through this gate and then down about 100 metres or so, down the square, turned right, headed for Dublin. That's the last any of them would ever see of Strokestown, the last any of them would ever see of their land, their heritage and their history, and they're gone.
Kind of would make you very emotional to think about that, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, there's sadness and misery in their hearts. There's a certain amount of hope because they hope they're going to a new life. But of course, half of them, or nearly half of them, didn't get there. They never made it.
We were very lucky at an accident of birth, you know, that's not what we're dealing with. But
absolutely,
it would break your heart. It's so important to have walks like this.
Irish people do have this emotional response to famine in a way that I think perhaps other countries don't.
Yeah.
We're still the only country in the world that has a smaller population than we had in 1841.
Yeah. Today, it's a looped walk. It only takes 20 minutes or so. But once you consider how 1,490 people left here starving to walk to Dublin, and you're walking this section in their footsteps, it makes the walk all the more poignant. Especially when I learned about the opulence inside the big house here and how the Mahon family were enjoying lavish meals with menus like duck, turkey and sea bass. Food was abundant. The kitchen had a staff of cooks. They were baking bread, cooking meat and providing 3 to 4 meals a day for the family inside the house, while the tenants outside the walls starved. The museum has the largest archive of famine documents in Ireland, including a letter from the tenants pleading with the Mahon family to help them, a plea that was ignored. I find the sense of history here so potent, so vivid. I'm going to bring you to another site now, and this one's more to do with ancient Ireland, so you're going to need to use a lot of imagination, okay? But this is really my kind of thing now, so it'll be very fun.
I'm hoping you will educate me.
Okay, well look, you've educated me, so I'll swap some facts with you. 15 minutes drive away is Rathcroghan. This is a site of ancient history located on the plains of Connacht. It was the traditional capital of Cuaigachonachta, where the ancient rulers of Ireland's western lands sat. The history here dates back over 6,000 years and its story is fascinating. Medieval sources tell how Rathcroghan was once the scene of great Neolithic assemblies, where the people of Connacht gathered to celebrate, feast, play games, race horses, trade, bury their important dead and inaugurate their kings. Today, it's a complex of archaeological sites and is recognised as one of 6 ancient royal sites in Ireland. The landscape extends over 6 square kilometres and consists of over 266 archaeological sites. The monuments range from Neolithic through the Bronze and Iron Ages to the medieval period and include burial mounds, ring forts and medieval field boundaries. The visitor centre here is close to the walk starting point, and it's the place to get context and knowledge of the site before you start. This is what's so special about Ireland, is like this really rich, old history and mythology is just here in the middle of the fields. Absolutely. It's fantastic, isn't it?
So the pyramids were being built when this was being developed.
Intriguing to me here is because there is so much myth associated with Rathcroghan here, and that myth has transcended early Irish, Middle Irish, Nua Gaeilge, which is the Irish that we speak now, and the English language, definitely in Roscommon and I suppose in a wider sense in Ireland. And that just shows how important these sites are to our culture. You know, I think that's very moving actually. Imagine stepping back in time. The kings of Connacht were coming here and having all their festivities. You can imagine thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people here, like the electric picnic of the Neolithic age. All their big events was happening. Like, that to me is mind-blowing. I think when you marry mythology and history together, you're kind of greeted with something in Technicolor.
Yeah.
You know, it's so imaginative, and it also survives in the oral tradition. The oral tradition is, you know, a collective imagination of Irish societies, not only that are living now, but like that of past and present and future. Yeah. And that, I think, there's a real energy with that I think really resonates with the Irish people. Okay, this is kind of like the crown jewel here. This is Oweynagat, and I have been dying to see this place for ages. So it's very exciting that we're finally getting here. Oweynagat translates to the cave of cats, right? And it's said to be the portal into the other world. And Sailella, we're under the hawthorn tree here, the Scach Gal, which is of course the tree of the fairies. They also say that the gates of hell can be found through here. And there's a famous story that Queen Maeve, of course, Queen Maeve from the epic Táin Bó Cúailnge, this is her kind of area where she reigned, and she apparently summoned these otherworldly kind of cat-like beasts on Sailella, and they came into this realm through this portal here, and she challenged all the warriors of Ireland, which of ye can defeat these cats? And whoever defeated the cats could claim kind of the hero's portion of all the riches. And you'll never believe who did it. Go on, take a guess.
Could make an educated guess.
Go on, go on.
Cuchulainn?
Ah, you have it in one. See, there you go. That's why you're the historian. I'd love to get down in there. What do you think?
I think we should have a go, all right, yeah. I'd love to see what it looks like from the inside. Right, after you.
Okie doke, this is so exciting.
Now, I'm not joking you when I've told you that I've been dying to get in here for ages.
Yes. So we are in a souterrain, isn't that what they're
Well,
called?
that's it, yeah. And, oh my, look, come in here beside me and I'll show you. Do you see the Owen writing there above you? Yeah. So that says Freach. Okay, Freach was the son of Queen Maeve.
So Freach Mach Maeve, is that what it is?
There you go. But the stories say that his life was threatened several times because of injury, and he was brought in to this cave that goes way, way down. I don't know how much braver I am to continue going down. And the energy from this portal tone from Masilella cured him.
You are very excited about this,
I know I am.
I can see your eyes.
This is really my thing. Táin Bó Cúailnge is one of the big mythological stories that we have. And of course, Queen Maeve and Ailill, they were ruling Connacht at the time. They were arguing with each other about the riches. And this scene here comes to one of the last scenes in Táin Bó Cúailnge, when all the storming has done, when Queen Maeve has come into Cruair MacNas's realm, taken the brown bull of Cooley, she brings it back here, and finally the two great bulls meet each other here in Randadarif, the fort of the bulls.
Fort of the Bulls.
Myles, we are coming to the end of our walk today, right? This is Count Scríoba. But I'm going to have to ask you, what was the high point of your walk today?
Yeah, Strokestown. You know I was going to say that.
Yes, well, no, that was. I think everybody in Ireland should go and see that at least once.
Yeah.
It's really important.
It tells you a lot about Ireland's relationship with itself and Ireland's history and, you know, famine history, where pretty much everything comes together. I presume your highlight was somewhere around here.
Oh, it had to be Oweynagat. I've been waiting for a really long time to get down there and it didn't disappoint. I thought that was so special. But you know what? It was so great to get out here with you today. Gur mila mila mahaga. That was so enjoyable.
Thank you very much indeed for having me there, and it was great fun, great fun.